Rain taps the glass like soft knuckles. Karachi traffic still hums outside, but John's estate feels muted, wrapped in velvet silence. He wasn't supposed to be here. The flight landed early. The meeting in Dubai ended sooner than planned. He steps through the foyer with his overnight bag and his tired eyes and that old habit of checking his watch. Mr. John. Emma peeks from the kitchen, hand on her heart. You scared me. Where's Sophia? He asks. He means to sound casual. It comes out sharp. Emma wipes her hands on her apron. Library, I think. Or the garage. She's been busy. Busy. The word hangs. He sets the bag down. He hears it then. A scrape. A soft thud. A whisper of cardboard sliding on concrete. The hallway breathes cool air. His leather soles find the rhythm. Step, step, pause. He passes the wall of frames, deal closings, ribbon cuttings, the day the newspaper called him the reluctant philanthropist. He looks away from Evelyn's portrait. Her smile still disarms him. He swallows. At the garage door, he stops. Listens. Silence. Then the smallest laugh. His daughter's voice, low, focused. He cracks the door. Sophia is in an old hoodie, sleeves pushed up. Hair tied in a messy knot. She is lifting a box into the trunk of the small, dented hatchback he forgets they even own. The box is labeled in black marker. Blankets, small. Beside it, books, kids. Another, MED kits. A stack of plain brown envelopes rests on the workbench, each sealed, each stamped with a purple lily. Hey, he says. She startles. Turns. A quick smile blooms and falters. Dad. You're back. What's all this? He gestures at the boxes. His voice is light. The question isn't just a school thing. She's calm. Almost careless. But her hands tremble when she tucks stray tape onto the box edge. Emma appears behind him with a towel. It's raining hard, Beta. I'll manage, Sophia says. It won't take long. John steps closer. The smell of cardboard. Of clean soap. Of rain sneaking under the door. He lifts one envelope. It's heavier than he expects. Inside, he feels the ridge of a coin, the square of a note. Sophia, he says softly. What thing? She takes back the envelope. Dad, it's late. You worked all day. We'll talk tomorrow. Her phone buzzes. She glances at it. Just for a second. He catches the name, Robert. His CFO? No. Another Robert. The screen shows a tiny photo of a boy with a paper crown and a tooth-missing grin. She silences it. Slips the phone into her hoodie pocket. Do you need the driver? John offers. I'll have him. No, she shuts the trunk. I'll be back before midnight. A drop falls from the garage rafters. Splashes on the concrete between them. It is strangely loud. He hears Evelyn's voice in his head. Don't interrogate her when she's in motion. Walk beside her. Let me help, he says. Sophia smiles again. A careful, grateful curve. Another time. He nods. Steps back. Watches her slide into the seat, adjust the mirror, breathe. The engine coughs to life. Headlights paint the garage door, then tilt as she swings into the rain. Emma touches his sleeve. She's been doing this every week. Doing what? Emma studies his face. Choosing. Deciding. It's not my story to tell, Sahib. He looks at the empty space her car leaves behind. He feels the hush. The house seems to lean toward the door, listening with him. Who is the boy with the paper crown? Why the envelopes? Why the hoodie and the careful lies? His fingers find a purple lily stamp left on the bench. He presses it to his thumb. Ink smudges. The silence swells until it's almost a sound. What would you do if you were him? Do you ask, or do you follow? Have you ever heard your house go quiet like it's keeping someone's secret? He pockets the stamp. Takes the spare keys. The rain greets him like an old rival as he steps out. He decides to follow. And just like that, the night opens its first door. The wipers fight the rain. City lights smear like melted candy. John keeps 2 cars behind her, the small hatchback a flicker in the mirror river. He isn't proud of this. He tells himself it's safety. He tells himself it's a father's right. Truth, it's fear. He has money for bodyguards and cameras. He does not have a map for his daughter's secrets. She turns off the main road. Past shuttered shops. Past a chai stall still steaming in the wet. Children dart across in plastic sandals. A man under a tin awning tunes a radio with careful fingers. The song is old. The bass rattles the puddles. Sophia parks outside a 2-story building with peeling paint. A purple lily is painted on the wall beside the door. It's small, precise, new. He kills his lights and waits. She pulls up her hood, lifts a box, vanishes through the door. John steps out. Rain needles his face. The street smells of wet dust, cardamom, and distant diesel. Laughter breaks from inside the building. Little, bright, brave. He follows the sound. The hallway is warm, dim. He sees drawings taped to the wall, crayons, bold. He sees shoes lined under a bench. Small shoes, pink with glitter. A single sneaker patched with tape. He steps into a room and the world rearranges itself. Sophia is kneeling on a woven mat. Around her, 10 children sit like petals. Michael, with a paper crown drawn on his forehead in marker. A girl named Amina with a cast on her arm. A toddler asleep on a blanket. An older boy, Robert, holding a battered book. Steam curls from a pot on an electric stove at the back. Someone has hung fairy lights along the windows. They blink slow like a heartbeat. "All right, generals," Sophia says. Her voice is bright. "Operation Homework. We do math. We do reading. We do courage. Courage!" The children shout. The word is too big. It fits anyway. John doesn't move. He watches her pass out notebooks. He watches Amina whisper, "Miss Sophia, story after?" He watches Sophia say, "Always," and touch the cast with gentle fingers. Emma's words return, "It's not my story to tell." He sees an envelope on a table with that purple lily stamp. He sees a ledger beside it, neat columns, simple notes, rent due, medicine, uniforms, milk. He sees a circled line, "Michael, surgery deposit by Friday." "Dad, you okay?" Evelyn would ask. He swallows. His throat feels tight. A man at the door nods to him. Thin, proud back. Security guard uniform pressed within an inch of its life. "I'm John," he whispers. "Robert," the man whispers back. "Sophia's friend?" "Volunteer." "Her father," John says, before he can stop himself. Robert's eyes soften. "Ah. You came. Came to what? Came to who? How long has this place been beating without him? How many Thursdays did he spend in boardrooms while his daughter built a tiny city of light? Through the window, rain draws slow lines. The fairy lights blink. Sophia is reading now. Her voice is a soft drum. "Once upon a time, a king lost his crown," she says, "and found a friend." Michael leans against her knee. His lashes are too long. His cheeks are pale. John feels something tear open in his chest. What if money isn't the measure? What if this is? Do you know a room like this? A room that smells like soup and paper and hope? Have you ever watched someone you love be braver than you? What would you do next? Sophia looks up. Meets his eyes. Only for a second. She doesn't show surprise. She holds his gaze as if she's known he would find her. Then she smiles, small. Then she keeps reading. He stands very still. In the warm hum. In the soft light. In the place with the purple lily. He decides to learn her Thursday night language. And then he notices the old photo tacked above the ledger. Evelyn, smiling, with a hand-painted lily behind her. Quick note, friend, if stories of quiet kindness matter to you, tap like and subscribe so more people see them. One click spreads light. Back to Sophia and John. Later. The children are asleep or drowsy. The rain has thinned to a whisper. The room has that hush that comes after good work. Sophia sets the ledger down and plugs in an old laptop. The screen flickers. Her face catches the pale glow. John watches from the doorway, hands in pockets, heart a careful engine. Robert pours tea into chipped cups. Michael's surgery is scheduled, he murmurs. Deposit is the cliff. They won't move the date. How much? John asks. Robert names a number. It is small to a millionaire. It is a mountain to a father who rides a bus to work. John feels a sting. He could fix this in a phone call. He also feels something else, the sense that he shouldn't rush this story with money. That he should understand the shape of it first. Sophia starts a live stream. The title is simple, Project Evelyn, One Night, One Boy, One Heart. She clears her throat, smiles into the camera. Her hands still tremble, just a little. Hi, she says. It's Thursday night. We made soup. We finished chapter 5. Michael beat me at Ludo again. She grins at the boy's sleeping shape. I have to tell you something. We need to reach a number by tomorrow. So, she lifts a velvet box. The room tips around John. Inside is a diamond bracelet. The one John gave her on her last birthday. The one Evelyn once called extravagant, but beautiful. It glows in the laptop light. I love this, Sophia says softly. Dad gave it to me. But I love this room more. I love this boy more. So I'm auctioning it tonight. I hope that's okay. Silence lands. Heavy. Gentle. John presses his back to the wall. The plaster is cool. His eyes burn. He hears Evelyn. Some things are only expensive if you misunderstand them. Look, Sophia whispers, and reaches for the old upright piano tucked against the far wall. He hadn't noticed it. Of course there's a piano. She plays a simple melody. Evelyn's lullaby. Notes like warm rain. The children breathe slower. Even the fairy lights seem to pulse in time. Mom used to play this, she says to the stream. She started Project Evelyn with 5 lunchboxes. I'm just continuing. If you can't donate, share. If you can't share, pray. If you can't pray, remember someone's name tonight with tenderness. It all counts. Do you feel that catch in your chest? Would you part with something precious to keep a promise? Have you ever heard a lullaby and remembered who you wanted to be? The chat begins to flicker. Small donations. Big words. A cousin in Lahore sends 500. An old classmate sends 2,000 and a laughing message. You still owe me a Ludo rematch. A stranger writes, I lost my sister. Her name was also Evelyn. For her. Robert wipes his eyes with his sleeve. She makes people brave, he whispers. John is beyond blinking away tears. He lets them fall. He thinks of boardrooms. Of forecasts. Of a man he almost became. He thinks of the bracelet. He thinks of a girl selling sparkle to buy breath. His phone buzzes. A message from his own Robert, CFO Robert. Urgent, close on the port deal tomorrow. Media is circling. Don't distract with charity news. Charity news. The words taste like tin. Sophia ends the song. If we make the goal, she tells the stream, we'll throw a celebration with cake. And tea. And a new paper crown for Michael. She smiles. The screen glows. The donation bar crawls. John steps back into the hallway. He dials. His voice is low steel. Robert, push the port deal. Tomorrow, I have work that matters. And then the building goes dark as the power blinks out, leaving only the soft breathing of sleeping kids and the bracelet's faint fire in Sophia's palm. Everything slows in the dark. Breaths. Heartbeats. Decisions. The rain is barely there now, a hush on the windows. Someone finds a box of candles. Sophia's voice is a calm lighthouse. Okay, generals, tiny lantern drill. The kids giggle and whisper and turn their faces to the soft light. John lights wicks with shaking hands. The flames return the room to itself in golden pieces. The ledger waits on the table. The donation bar on the dead laptop is stuck at almost enough. Almost is a cruel word. Generator's out, Robert says. We'll need to go to the hospital by dawn. How far are we? John asks. Sophia checks her phone. Close. She isn't looking at him. She's looking at Michael. Close is not enough. Amina tugs Sophia's sleeve. Miss, will the boy get his heart? Yes, Sophia says. Then, after a beat, like a promise laid down carefully. Yes. John feels something settle in him. A decision that makes other decisions simple. He steps toward the door, then stops. His old instincts whisper, solve it, take over, write the check, be the hero. Another voice, Evelyn's voice, says, be a father. Be a learner. Stand behind her and make her braver, not smaller. He pulls his phone. He opens the app that moves numbers from cold places to warm ones. He moves a number that would buy a car. Then he moves another number that would buy a watch. Then he calls the hospital's billing desk and says his name softly and says the boy's name clearly and says, consider this a deposit. The woman on the line gasps when she sees the figure. Sir, who should we thank? No one, he says. Thank a purple lily. He returns to the room. Sophia is handing out cups of sweet tea. The candles wobble. He sits on the floor. She doesn't ask why his eyes are wet. He doesn't ask why hers are. Emma told you, she says quietly, finally. No, he says. I found you. Or you let me. She smiles. The kind that forgives 1,000 missed Thursdays. I wanted to tell you. I also wanted to keep it soft for a while. Before the world made it loud. Make it loud, he says, surprising himself. I'll stand with you. Do you know that moment when pride and regret collide in your throat? When was the last time you changed your mind in the dark? Who taught you how? Robert steps in from the hall, breathless. Power's back at the hospital. They called. They said an angel paid the deposit. Sophia stares at him. Then she looks at John. And in that silent, stunned breath, he thinks she knows. He shakes his head a fraction. Not me. Us. This room. Your mother. She looks down at the bracelet. She closes the box. We'll still auction it, she says. We'll need more. Not just for Michael. For uniforms. For milk. For next month's rent. John laughs, a broken, grateful sound. You are your mother's echo, he says. And her answer. The candles gutter. The children sleep. Outside, the city rinses itself. He stands. I have to leave for an hour, he says. There's a document I need to rewrite. A contract. Sophia teases, light returning to her eyes. A heart, he says. And as he steps into the awakening night, his driver rings to say the press wants a quote about the delayed port deal. Dawn arrives pale and clean. The hospital corridor smells of antiseptic and coffee. John signs something important with the quiet confidence of a man placing a family heirloom into a child's open hand. Not control. Responsibility. Michael is in surgery. Robert and his wife sit together, fingers entwined, heads touching. Sophia paces. She pauses sometimes to press her palm to the window glass, as if feeling for the city's pulse. Dad, she says finally. Did you? He doesn't make her finish. I saw you read, he says. I saw you feed them. I saw you sing your mother's song. I saw you lift a bracelet and turn it into a promise. His voice trembles. I cried in the hallway like a boy who just found his conscience. She leans into him. He wraps his arms around her. He breathes in the faint scent of rain and paper and vanilla shampoo. I didn't want you to be disappointed, she whispers. In you, he says. He pulls back enough to see her face. Disappointed? Sophia, teach me how to be rich like you. The surgeon appears. The room goes still. He did well, she says. He's strong. We'll watch him closely. Robert sobs like he's been holding his breath for years. The nurse hands him a tissue. He laughs and cries and says thank you to everyone and to no one and to the invisible thread that hauled them across the night. Later, back at the Purple Lily, people are waiting. Neighbors. Friends. The chai vendor with the careful radio hands. Emma with a tray of warm, sweet bread. Someone hung the bracelet photo on a string with other pictures. First day of the center, the night the fairy lights went up, Evelyn with her 5 lunchboxes. The live stream found corners of the internet. Donations keep trickling. Not a flood. Enough to water the roots. John stands in front of the ledger with a pen. He writes a line at the top. The Evelyn Foundation. Not his name. Not a company. A promise. Under it, he writes, Governance, Sophia. Advisory, John. Budget, transparent. Rules, soup first. Stories, always. Courage daily. Do you like it? He asks. Sophia reads the words. Touches the page. Nods. I love it. They string paper crowns for the kids. They tape them with too much tape. They laugh at how crooked they are. Michael's parents send a photo from the recovery room. Michael in a tiny hospital gown, thumb up, paper crown drawn on his bandage. In the corner, the piano waits. John sits. His fingers are clumsy. He plays the first 3 notes of Evelyn's lullaby. Stops. Looks up at Sophia. Help me remember, he asks. She sits beside him. Their shoulders touch. She plays the melody slow. He finds the left hand, simple and steady. The children hum. The fairy lights blink. Outside, the sun catches in the puddles like coins people dropped and forgot to pick up. Do you feel it, the moment a house becomes a home again? The moment a man learns that wealth is a verb? If you came home early and found a secret like this, what would you do with it? They finish the song. The room breathes. John closes the piano lid gently. We'll still auction the bracelet, Sophia says, smiling sideways. We will, he says. And we'll buy more paper crowns. He takes her hand. The million little deals of his life feel small in the face of this one. He thinks of the line he wrote in the ledger. He thinks of the boy's thumb up. He thinks of Evelyn, somewhere in the hush between notes, approving. He looks at you now, as if you're standing in the doorway. Tell me, he asks with a smile that's new on his face. What's one small thing you could do today? One purple lily you could paint on a wall that needs it?